Hello, welcome back to the vlog. So this video is one of several videos regarding this puppy here, and the reason for that is this is a single puppy litter. So this is the mother Julie. Julie is a cardigan Corgi. Cardigans get a little bit bigger than the Pembrokes. They have bigger heads. Uh, People usually don't dock their tails with the cardigans. And yeah, so Julie was pregnant with two puppies, and unfortunately, she had trouble delivering the puppies. And I tried giving her this oral Cal Plus calcium supplement, which is meant to help push puppies out when they're not coming out easily. But unfortunately, the first puppy was born lifeless. I did take her to a vet to help her deliver the puppies. They basically gave her an oxytocin shot, and yeah, the first one didn't make it. But we have a healthy girl. So this video series is basically going to be documenting what it's like to have a litter of only one puppy. So there are a couple of downsides to that and a couple of upsides. So the downside is, or one of the downsides is that when you have only one puppy, the milk production of the mother can start to decrease significantly because the milk production is stimulated by puppies, pulling on the teats. And when you only have one puppy, that can, can lead to not enough stimulation. So the mother dog will, stop producing enough milk, or even if it's just one puppy. So the puppy started to have trouble finding milk. Usually the teats towards the legs, so the last two, they're usually the ones with the best, with the most milk. And then the other ones, as you move forward towards the chest of the dog, they have less and less milk. But yeah, because there wasn't enough stimulation for milk production, Julie actually stopped or significantly decreased her milk production. So I had to supplement the milk with Foster Care GM from Breeder's Edge. This is just the product that I choose to use. There are other ones. And yeah, I also give Julie this Oxymama postnatal vitamin. So this is after she has her puppies. A multivitamin, herb, and essential amino acid blend. And they also make a product for prenatal dogs. So before while they are pregnant, and before the puppies are born. So yeah, that's one of the downsides. Not having enough milk production with the corgi. So another downside is what some people may not think about, and that is lack of socialization. So you only have one puppy, and what does the puppy do all day? It's when the mother is here. She can interact with the mother. Drink milk, play a little bit, but the mother can then get exhausted after a while, wants to go out, be on her own for a while, and then this puppy is all by herself. So socialization is really difficult when you only have one puppy, and also because I do have six other dogs, six other corgis, and unfortunately I cannot socialize them with this puppy yet, because this puppy hasn't had any shots yet, and I do not want to risk this puppy, getting sick with anything, and picking something up from the other dogs. So yeah, isolation is a problem, unfortunately. But this puppy is now 3.5 weeks old, and about ready for her first shots. So at least the dewormers, and I will actually then start socializing her with the other dogs. It's going to be very important, especially since this will be very likely a dog that I will be keeping. Yeah, so this is another problem. So when you have just one puppy in the litter, the mother dog can form a particularly strong bond with this puppy, which makes it difficult to rehome. So when I realized I only had one puppy, I pretty much knew this was very likely going to be one that I would have to keep. It's not a big problem at all, but it's something I didn't really plan, but to keep. I thought it's going to be at least 6 puppies or more, because the other dogs that were pregnant had 10, 9, and 4 puppies. So only having two and then one not making it, and not only having one, that was something I wasn't prepared for, but it happens. So yeah, this puppy is very likely going to be staying with us, and if I was to try to rehome this puppy, she would probably, or the mother would probably be going on a hunger strike for a while, going to be really sad. So yeah, they already formed a really strong bond. So I cannot imagine just giving this puppy rehoming it. So yeah. So what are the upsides? So one of the upsides is, however, that this puppy has all the milk to herself. So she gets a lot of colostrum. That's very important for the development. There's going to be no competition. So with previous litters, I had dogs that were out competing the other dogs, the other puppies, and then you had an imbalance of weight. So when you do have a litter of puppies, what you want to do is you want to keep track of the weight. So I measure it every day, and I measure in grams. And when I first measured, the first two measurements, the puppy was gaining weight. They're supposed to gain 3% every day. And then on the third day, you see I didn't weigh her because I thought, hey, she has all the milk to herself. It's what's the point of keeping track of all that? But then I started to notice a drop in weight in the following day. And that's when I realized that the mother actually decreased her milk production. And that's when I had to start supplementing with this product, which I will be giving here shortly. And this is why she's a little bit hyper, because she's a little bit hungry. So I'm going to finish this video pretty soon. But yeah, so um, yeah, so I think this is only the only two advantages I can think of right now. So that the puppy has all the milk to herself, and there's no competition with other dogs. So she will always be able to get milk. I had a litter of puppy once with 10 puppies, but the mother only had 7 teats, and only the teats at the very front towards the chest, they don't give nearly as much milk as the ones towards the rear legs. So that was a little bit of a problem. And yeah, but with this single puppy, I don't have this issue. But yeah, I will in the next video we'll go through the introduction to the other dogs. So this is something I really looking forward to. The reaction of the other 6 dogs, the other 6 corgis to this one. Uh, I just want to see the look on their faces. And the mother is not gonna like it very much. She's very protective, of course. She doesn't even let anyone come towards the door. And when I bring her to the kitchen, I will actually have an enclosure that is more like a gate, so the puppies can see through, and they can sniff each other, but obviously nobody is going to be allowed inside the cage, so only the mother dog. And yeah, then I also don't need to keep her in this room, so she will get natural sunlight in the kitchen, which I think is important. And yeah, it's just also not just going to be so boring, just being here in this room by herself and with the mother every now and then. And then if the mother wants to play with the other dogs, then it's kind of sad for this puppy. So yeah, I mentioned earlier that I don't get the other dogs in contact with this one yet. So what happens if the mother dog, picks up something up from the other dogs and then gives it to her puppy? So that's obviously a concern. But what I did, which is what I always do when I have a litter of puppies, I stopped walking the dogs because I do not want them to bring anything home from another dog or any kind of parasite, I don't know, ticks that could jump on this one, fleas, so, and then they could carry diseases. So this puppy is completely vulnerable because, she hasn't had any of her shots yet, and I don't want to risk anything. So, yeah, and then another video is going to be feeding. So I do make my own dog food for all the dogs, and I feed a raw diet. And, I want to start this puppy on a raw diet right away, as soon as possible, and especially after the dewormer, so the risk is very low for any worms. And yeah, I think I'm going to feed her now, and then we'll see you guys in the next video. Like I said, the introduction to the other dogs, and then my feeding routine, and anything else that's going to happen. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.